Santa, I pray that you hear my humble prayer tonight. Please let my sexy-eyed, caked-up yacht mother get run over by a reindeer. And make sure she stays warm for Poppy.
Hi, yeah, God here, the person you're blaspheming in this section. What the fuck?
Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer is a holiday classic. I used to watch it every year with my mom until God said, oops, I forgot I wrote that. This year, I kept the tradition going strong by watching it in my server with all my little elves. And let me say, you won't want to miss out on these shenanigans. But how did we get to the year 2024 where it's suddenly okay to sexualize elderly kidnap victims? Well, the answer to that lies all the way back in 2000. In that year, we had special guest star The Westinator go into length on the history of this film and the song was based on in front of an audience of tens of people.
Hello everyone and happy holidays. My name is The Westinator and I love research. And by that I mean I love Wikipedia. So when Diddles asked me to do a section on Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer, I was excited. I watched the old animated special a lot as a kid, and I loved the song. And you know, I always did wonder what the story behind both of them was. Well, I've done the research, and here's the story. Grandma got run over by a reindeer, walking home from our house Christmas Eve. Now you can say there's no such thing as Santa... Wait. Stupid! Oh, that's the lyrics, it's not the hit. Hang on. Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer was a song written by comedy songwriter Randy Brooks, who came up with it after observing a drunk relative at Christmas time. After his band talked him out of recording it himself, he offered it to his friend Elmo Shropshire, who recorded it under the label of his double act that he had with his then wife, Elmo and Patsy, though he later claimed that her voice isn't even on the recording. After releasing it in 1979, the song became a novelty hit because of its absurd premise and pretty dark humor. It was a Christmas song about a grandma who gets killed by Santa. And while the rest of the family is mourning, Grandpa doesn't even seem to care too much. He just drinks his beer and watches his football. It was so divorced from the typical Christmas spirit that it tickled a lot of funny bones. Speaking of divorce, Elmo and Patsy later got one, and Elmo, in order to regain control of the master recording rights of the song, re-recorded it solo, and he even recorded his own little sequel to it called Grandpa's Gonna Sue the Pants Off of Santa. Then in 2000, he served as the co-writer to an animated special that retold the story of the song, and even threw in some other songs in there, including the aforementioned Grandpa's Gonna Sue the Pants Off of Santa. And Elmo Shropshire even starred in the film himself as both the narrator and the voice of the grandpa. And yeah, that's about all I got about the production of the special. Listen, I have to tell my parents this a lot, but sorry to disappoint. It's actually shockingly difficult to find info on this special compared to info on the song. So I reckon I'll give you my opinion of it. For one thing, the special definitely softens up the edges of the original song, changing it so that the grandma definitely doesn't die, but instead she has amnesia, and Santa secretly keeps her in the North Pole with him. And the entire third act is one big court case. As an adult, I liked it. It was light and Christmassy. Wait, did I say adult or kid? As a kid, I liked it. It was light and Christmassy. As an adult, I look back on it and I'm like, what the frick is this? It's delightfully weird, and it definitely brings back a lot of good memories. We even had a little battery-operated toy reindeer in his little rocking chair that rocked back and forth while he sang the song. Me and my brother and sister must have driven our parents nuts playing that thing over and over. Anyway, this has gone off the rails. That was the story of how the song was written, got famous, got a movie, and got an annoying toy in my childhood home. Thank you, Diddles, for letting me come on and do this little research, even if I didn't find a whole lot. sorry. But I hope y'all enjoyed this quick little history lesson just as much as I did. Now, back to what y'all are here for. DiddlyDoo's Review. That was stupid.
Hi, Robin. After the Westnator was crucified, that's crazy. After the Westnator was crucified for his crimes, Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer would be released to the masses on October 31st as a direct-to-home video release. Well, thank God. I thought I was the only one who skipped Native Slaughter Day. And after audience saw a geriatric grandma get got by 8 Greenland caribou, the crowd went mild. Which I don't think is necessarily fair. Now, it could either be the nostalgia talking or the 5 spiked eggnogs I just downed, but I remember this movie being pretty good. I am also willingly rewatching Ruby, so do with that information as you will. But I guess there's no way to know for sure how good this film is without sitting down and watching it. Well, there is one way. You have to like, comment, and subscribe, and the answers will be magically teleported to my brain. Oh, I feel it. Oh, I feel it. So that's where Cousin Mel was on September 11th, 2001.
Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
The movie opens up and wastes no time getting to the bread and butter. We launch into the titular song as we get introduced to this fine-ass grandma. Damn. Unfortunately, this eye candy is immediately taken out of the film by a pack of reindeer. I mean, damn! They laid her out flat. Still gripping onto that hot chocolate. That's cause my cum's in there. We then take a step to see Grandma before the mutilation. We're introduced to the main players of the film in Grandma's grit shop. We have Jacoby, the protagonist, and Cousin Mel, the antagonist. She is also one of the most physically unattractive people I have seen in my entire life. I mean, lock me in a room with Cousin Mel, and I'm coming out a born-again virgin. Anyways, much like all thriving black businesses, a white man comes through and tries to buy it. Never mind, I'm watching this movie blind, we'll come back to that. After Jacoby is accosted by his bitch-ass, stupid-ass sister, his family gathers downstairs to discuss whether or not Santa is real.
Tell her, Mom! Santa Claus is real!
Well, there is no easy answer. Historically, there was a Saint Nick who, with a loving heart, filled children's shoes with gifts of all sorts. So Santa today represents the true meaning of Christmas.
How do people not believe that Santa exists? In this world, aren't adults concerned about all these gifts they didn't buy?
I am now going to show you clips that have no bearing on the story.
Hey, who wants to put up a tree?
All right, a Christmas tree! That's not a Christmas tree.
You're looking at the new inflatable Christmas tree.
But our family always goes out and gets a real tree.
Nobody gets a tree anymore.
I'll get my fishing boot.
We then get to meet Austin Bucks, a white man determined to tear down Grandma's thriving black business. He tries to seduce Grandma into selling him her store so he can make Amazon, especially since Santa in this world is not real.
Picture it, gifts delivered on Christmas Eve by our new sleigh-mobile.
Isn't that what Santa does?
How cute. He still believes in Santa Claus.
How do people not believe that Santa exists?
Like any self-respecting black business owner who just so happens to be in a relationship with me, she turns down Austin Bucks' offer, much to Cousin Mel's disappointment.
Surely you're not gonna let Jake make such a big decision. He's just a kid.
However, Cousin Mel seems to be plotting something behind the scenes.
And you can keep the troll costume. Bye-bye. I've always loved a man in tights.
What do you mean by that?
I'd tell you to put a cork in it, you greedy money grubber. But Grandma shouldn't talk that way.
Oh my God, I want her to blow raspberries on my belly while she lovingly rubs my cock.
We then get to the second song of the film, Grandma's Killer Fruit Cake.
Drier than a drought in Albuquerque, Grandma's killer fruit cake.
I don't get the point of this song. It's bad, and it's a lie. Jacoby spends this whole song slandering this big, beautiful woman's fruitcakes for no reason. Suddenly, Cousin Mel comes in the kitchen saying something about how Grandpa is finally going, whatever that means. And while Jacoby and Grandma are out of the kitchen, Cousin Mel proceeds to add an extra ingredient to the concoction.
Chemical.
I don't know who buys your cakes and cookies, but this will for darn sure make everyone sick. That ought to stop people from shopping at the store. And with no customers, you'll have to sell, Grandma.
Thank you for the exposition, Cousin Melina Spankenheimer. I promise I won't use it on you in court later. Now, I know you're all excited to get to the titular song for a second time in this film, but I just gotta bring up the fact that this plan is beyond stupid. Cousin Mel added the to the fruitcake batter in hopes of everyone getting sick. But that batter is only going into the last fucking cake. Grandma already finished making the rest of them. They're right there on the counter. This is the equivalent of challenging someone to a shootout and then leaving your gun at home. What's the plan? Where's the forethought? How do you giddy gooners find this red-haired reptile attractive? We then see Grandma and the rest of the family getting crunk on eggnog.
I've got some mistletoe and holly. Who's gonna help me with the decorating?
Can't. Have to call my boyfriend. Sorry, Grandma. Gotta dash to the gym.
Would love to, but Frank...
The game's just starting on TV.
Don't worry, Grandma. These ingrates wouldn't know a good time if it slid down their chimney. Speaking of sliding down the chimney, why don't you meet me up in Jacoby's room so old Saint Nig can slide down your chimney? Oh, sexy ass.
What would you do if you saw me at the red light?
I have brackets surrounding edits I want to do for this, and I have what would you do fades in for the clip you just saw. My brain forgot who I was talking about, and I was like, why the fuck would I put the theme song to Willa's Wild Life in this video?
What would you do if
You had your own zoo.
After receiving her daily backshots from yours truly, Grandma gets ready to go home. Why did I have sex with Grandma in Jacoby's room? Damn, I done fucked the bitch's toes off.
It's too late to go out now, Grandma.
If I had had some help, I would have been finished hours ago.
Sorry, had to finish my homework.
Trixie Lulamoon, why must you lie?
Can't. Have to call my boyfriend. Sorry, had to finish my homework. Starlight, if you're out there and you still want to be friends, let's be great and powerful together.
Man, I really need to talk about the suicide episode of MLP. Oh, which one? Shut the fuck up. We then see Grandpa drop to his knees and clasp his hands in prayer, hoping Grandma will stop sleeping with me. But no dice. Grandma walks out the door and nothing bad happens to her.
Home from our house Christmas Eve.
Watch out!
Oh, great heavens!
You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Grandpa, we believe. She'd been drinking too much eggnog.
Oops. Jacoby then tries to tell the family that his loving grandma is probably dead outside in the snow.
Hurry! Grandma got run over by Santa's reindeer!
Jake, close the door and get in here.
You know, I hear there's actually an alternate take of this line that's supposed to make the family a bit more sympathetic.
Guys, the car just drove off the road and
You
hit
silly
Grandma!
little prankster, get back inside.
Oh, wait. That made me hate them more.
Santa hit Grandma! Grandma needs help!
The only person who needs help in this family is you.
Santa Claus was flying low like this, and Grandma was walking like this.
Now, honey, you must have had a bad dream.
Your son suffers from a dreaded affliction, the Santa Claus is real syndrome. He's got all the symptoms. Writing lists to Santa, checking them twice, good behavior.
Go outside, goddammit!
I'm sorry. Were you talking to me? I was too busy watching Grandma get run over by a reindeer-drawn sleigh.
I pray that Alzheimer's is unkind to you. The family calls the cops and they don't show up until the next day. Told you it was a black-owned business.
I saw Grandma get run over by a reindeer!
Sorry, son. Impossible. Right here in the manual. There's no such thing as Santa Claus.
In this world, aren't adults concerned about all these gifts they didn't buy?
I am now realizing how violent the actual song is because...
Jesus Lord.
Why the fuck would anyone sing about this sort of atrocity happening to their grandma?
When we found her Christmas morning at the scene of the attack,
See?
She had hoof prints on her forehead and incriminating claws marks on her back.
Okay, we've got some reindeer hoof prints and sleigh tread marks leading to...
Oh,
what appears to be an impression of a person in the snow. But how do we know it's Grandma?
Even if it's not, you are at the scene of a potential murder, and you are being very disrespectful. The cops then find 100% undeniable proof that Grandma was murdered, while Cousin Mel tampers with the crime scene.
Okay, then. I'll just put it down as slay, heckler, hit, and run. Ooh, what's the code for that?
It's a 1224.
I get it. 12/24, day before Christmas.
So now that you know who the victim is, you're joking even more? I hate this country. Much like real life, the police do nothing for 9 months. The length of a standard pregnancy. Grandma could have given birth to our child in that time frame, and I would have missed it. So the family finally accepts that Grandma is probably dead and has a makeshift funeral for her at their house, in front of the gifts they never returned. Fuck is wrong with the sister? Why is she happy? She knows she's not in the will, right? So, after everyone accepted Grandma's passing, Cousin Mel decides to contact Austin Bucks in hopes of selling the store. As pointed out in the DVD commentary, Cousin Mel, not related by blood, had started having an affair with Grandpa in hopes that would give her ownership of the store. Unfortunately, Austin has to be the one to inform her that that is not how power of attorney works. So she now has to convince Grandpa to sign over everything to her. So after spending 35 minutes throwing her gyat into Grandpa's broken pelvis, I just want to be normal, man. Cousin Mel takes Grandpa out to her favorite restaurant where we get the best interaction in the entire film.
It's right here in these papers. All you have to do is sign.
Sing?
No, sign.
Sure.
So sign.
I'd rather sing.
This transitions us into the second best song in this film, Grandma Spending Christmas with a Superstar, a very upbeat song about how his wife died less than a year ago.
Grandma spending Christmas with the superstars, since that reindeer ran her down that fateful night. Grandma's hanging out with all those late great stars for the heavenliest Christmas of her life.
After getting skid marks thrown at him, he signs the papers giving Cousin Mel full ownership of Grandma's shop.
This is it. The last of Grandma's fruitcakes from last Christmas.
Do you think it's still good?
It's a fruitcake.
Nigga, how long do fruitcakes last? Cousin Mel then lets it slip that Grandpa signed over everything to her, and she is now about to go sell the shop to Austin Bucks. But if Cousin Mel is going to become Jacoby's enemy, he will fight like he always has.
I'm the coolest. There's no time for games. Farewell!
Too late, kid. With this last piece of property, Mr. Bucks will own all of Cityville.
Who are you?
Cousin Mel's attorney. I am Slime.
She won't take me back. I call her Slime.
Now, Austin, darling, why don't we go somewhat romantic and consummate this deal?
Sorry, Amy. I'm gay. Austin, being a surprisingly nonchalant dude, tells Jacoby that if he can find his dead grandma, he won't buy the shop. So Jacoby turns to the one person who can fix all of this. Santa Claus. No snarky remarks. He's real. Honestly, I don't know why they didn't think of this sooner. After sending his letter to SantaClausIsrael.com, it is revealed that after running this old lady down, Santa kidnapped her.
Who am I? And why can't I remember anything? And who is this Maria?
Oh, yeah, and Shadow the Hedgehog 2005 for the GameCube. Later that night, a stranger sneaks into Jacoby's room and touches him. This is all the convincing Jacoby needs to follow the stranger out of the house. He is then touched again. This is how Jacoby truly learns how useless the cops are, as he is then kidnapped and whisked away to the North Pole. Song.
Old St. Nick and Mrs. Claus decided just this year there won't be any Christmas. The feeling's just not here.
Upon reuniting with Grandma, get your hands off of her! Upon reuniting with Grandma, Jacoby tries to fill her in on what's been going on at home.
You've got to remember, Cousin Mel's taken over.
Who's Cousin Mel?
You know, big red hair, greedy, money grubbing, too much jewelry, beats Grandpa.
Oh my god. Jacoby then returns home with Santa and Grandma in tow to stop Cousin Mel from selling the store. Unfortunately, she is kidnapped yet again by Cousin Mel's attorney.
I'm back in the fucking building again!
Inside the building, Santa proves that he is who he says he is, and is then arrested for the attempted murder of Grandma. I can actually feel myself losing brain cells watching this film. I have to put it on 2x speed. At Goku Black's forest cabin, Cousin Mel and Slime plant Grandma in front of an unplugged TV and perform the song you horny howlers probably remember this movie for.
Grandpa's gonna suit the pants off for Santa, 'cause Grandma would have wanted him to.
She is so unsexy.
Santa's going for a ride. Santa's going for a ride. Santa's going for a ride.
Oh, the audio is unsexy too. The fuck? What is clip I hate this? I don't know what that's in reference to. I should have been more thorough on that. By the time I got to this portion of the script, I was so done with this movie. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Should I just take this out? Because I genuinely don't know what that was supposed to be. Maybe in editing I will remember, but just in case. I hate this. So now Santa is on trial and it's up to Jacoby to find Grandma. So he finds Grandma.
So that's where she was going.
After Jacoby finds Grandma and the conveniently placed evidence, he takes Grandma to her shop instead of the courthouse so that she can get her memory back. After that doesn't work, Jacoby takes Grandma back to his fucking house instead of the courthouse in one last attempt to get her memories back. So for completely asinine reasons, Grandma eats her own fruitcake and gets her memory back. I then take her upstairs to Jacoby's room for a passionate round of lovemaking since I'm loyal and waited for her to come back. After all is said and done, Jacoby takes Grandma to the courthouse and outs Cousin Mel as the real villain in this story. The jury then proves that Grandma's killer fruitcake is a lie by enjoying the fucking fruitcake. They then pull out the fruitcake made with Cousin Mel's ingredients, causing a reindeer to run into the courtroom. This is followed by a dog running into the courtroom with the note Cousin Mel hid when Grandma was first kidnapped. This causes the— I hate reviewing this movie. I'm not even gonna see a paycheck for this review.
That's what you get for being selfish and stupid.
Santa is cleared of the charges, Cousin Mel is locked in a cage with Abu from hit Disney movie Aladdin, and Grandma is once again assaulted by reindeer, bringing this movie to a glorious end. Thank God I watched this movie as a kid, because I damn sure wouldn't willingly watch it again as an adult. What you see is what you get. A simple 2000s Christmas movie made to keep your kids entertained. This falls right in line with other Christmas films like All of the Other Reindeer and— damn, I don't think I watched anything else. Does Legend of Frosty the Snowman count? It's super inoffensive, but at the same time, it doesn't take any risk. A great nostalgic piece of media that should probably stay in the past. Trust me, keep your rose tinted glasses on and just watch something else. And Lisa doesn't Rhapsody Street Kid. Why did it autocorrect to rape? What? Is that the heater being picked up? God damn! Gotta turn off the heater for this.